Every one of my predictions was right. Everybody that I identified as Dusty at the beginning of the season was Dusty. Every menace that I called out was a menace. And AD sis, I'm gonna need you to go to your therapist's office, sit down, and start recognizing your worth. Because you was too damn beautiful to be this broken about this dusty man. Okay, so I guess third time's a charm, y'all. Hey guys, it's me, Lex. What's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm not going to give you all the whole spiel again that I gave the past two times I recorded this video. You know, y'all are lucky I actually like talking about Love is Blind and have different thoughts that I like kind of don't cram into every video because it has been a journey getting this video up. For what reason? I don't know. I don't know why the video recording gods have been like, girl, we don't want you to get this video up. But we are here. I will say, if you could please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel, that would be amazing. Okay, I'm out here fighting tooth and nail to get this video out here for y'all. So it would be amazing to have your support. And I would love to thank every single one of you who has supported the channel, who watches the videos, who comments on the videos, who gives suggestions. Love is Blind is coming to an end. So I do want to definitely take a poll pretty soon to see what shows you guys would like to see next. However, I will be prioritizing The Ultimatum or Perfect Match if either one of those is announced during the reunion, which they do like to do that. So if we get any solid info on those shows, I would love to record those. But I still want to add another show. So I will be taking a poll. Another big thing is I will be doing a live. I believe that I'll probably be doing the live after the reunion so we can just talk about the season as a whole. We could talk about the tea from the reunion and just chop it up together. So that will be announced. Let's just get into the show, okay? Let's get into the show. So we started off with Jimmy and Chelsea. They ended off on their cliffhanger where Jimmy's basically like, hey, look, you know, I feel like I've been telling you all the time that you're my person, you're my person. However, I feel like I haven't really heard from you much about how you're feeling about this whole thing. So, can you see us getting married? And Chelsea is like, yeah, I can. She's like, you know, I know we've gone through a lot, we've had a lot of big situations, but at least at this present moment, yes, I can see us getting married. Jimmy is like, wow, I'm so glad to hear that. But he turns around and he's like, look, I love you. You are my person. However, I can't go to the altar with you. I don't want to get married. Now, I have not agreed with Chelsea much this season, but this is one situation where I fully agreed with Chelsea when she was like, then why did you waste my time? Why did you bring me here? Why were we looking up wedding music? Why did you propose? And I agreed with her there because I feel like it was obvious since the reveal. Again, another menace that I clocked. I think it was obvious since the reveal that Jimmy was not interested in her. I really think that Megan Fox thing got him very hung up to the point where he could not see past it. And I don't only think it's the Megan Fox thing. I think the Megan Fox thing was strike one, and I think strike two was how clingy she was acting, how clingy and desperate and how just insecure she is. That was strike two. Jimmy was like, there ain't gonna be a strike three. Strike three was her bringing up the friend on TV. You know, Jimmy was like, three strikes, you're out. And I don't blame him. I do not blame him. I do not think Chelsea needs to be in any kind of serious marriage. And I do not think Chelsea and Jimmy need to be together. But I do agree, like, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you say something this whole time when anybody watching this TV show was able to see that you did not like Chelsea on that level? Anybody watching this TV show was able to use their two eyes and realize this man don't want this woman. I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it at all. Um So they go back and forth. Jimmy claims that he was all in until Chelsea brought up the friend on TV. I don't believe that for 1 second, but I do feel like that is a breach of trust. Like I said, I think Chelsea is a loose cannon. I think you cannot trust her. I think Chelsea gets mad and then she starts foaming at the mouth, trying to make you feel bad. Even in this conversation, Chelsea did that same thing that I talked about, where it's like he was trying to talk. She's like, I'm interrupting. I'm interrupting you. I'm good. I'm interrupting. I'm jumping in. It's like, not only are you rude, but you literally announce that you are being rude and feel like you're entitled to speaking. And then you think somebody's going to want to be with you. I don't blame Jimmy for not wanting to be with her. I don't blame Jimmy for realizing this girl's toxic. But I do think that he should have spoken up a long time ago. Why did you go to Carowinds with her? Why did you guys even get to this point of the process? They should have been on that Kenneth and Brittany, where they should have been out of here weeks ago, episodes ago. So, anyway, eventually Chelsea storms away, and that is the last we see of them. We will see them at the reunion, I guess. So, they have the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. I have absolutely nothing to say about this. There's only two couples at this point that is in each one. So, it's just AD and Clay, and it is Amy and Johnny. So, only thing I really have to say is AD is really drunk. She is like, I don't believe for 1 second that Amy and Johnny haven't done it yet. She's like, she smashed that man. I know she did. AD was funny. She really didn't believe it. I don't know if I buy it either. I think Johnny and Amy's drama was fake. I think all their drama was fake. I'll just leave it there. But I did think it was interesting that big cardboard cutout of Clay's head, and AD is dancing up on that. And just this whole time watching AD be so excited, I felt really bad because I knew that Clay was gonna say no. Like it was so obvious that Clay was gonna say no. And so it was really sad to me watching her be so excited, knowing that she's about to get her heart broken. Okay, let's go on to the weddings. So, Johnny and Amy's wedding. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I loved how supportive Amy's parents are of the whole process. I love how they literally had that sit down with Amy and her parents, and then even Johnny's sister was in the room, and I loved how they were like, you are our daughter too, welcome to the family, we totally accept you as one of our own. I love to see that. Love to see that. I loved when her dad was like, look, I wasn't for the process, I was skeptical of the process, but here we are, and seeing you happy changed my mind. That's how I think parenting should be. Look, okay, he was like, I'm not with this, but I see my daughter is happy, and that enough sold me on this. Okay, I love that for her. Love that, love that, love that for her. Beautiful speech, beautiful, beautiful speech. Their ceremony, beautiful. I absolutely loved how her dad and her brother walked her down the aisle. And remember, her brother's on the spectrum. She cares about him so much. And I loved to see it. But it was so beautiful when she was like, thank you for being here. And he was just, oh my God, I loved it. It was so good. That was so good. I actually cried. Okay, I cried. That was beautiful. And I loved how at the altar they didn't give too many vows, okay? Because I think the couples that do these long vow speeches, I've never been a fan of like the Deep D's, the Natalies, just these people doing these long, speeches, especially the ones that are like mic drop, for attention. The ones that are like, I don't want to marry you, and here's why. Mic drop. Never found that cool. I think it's for attention. I think it's corny. I think it's lame. I also think the couples that do get married that still give those long speeches, just get it over with. I loved how they were like, look, we gonna be married. We love each other. We don't need to be doing all this performative stuff on this altar. So that's great. Their after party, loved it. Love how they were like, Cortez McIntyre family, woo! And they was all dancing. That was great stuff. That's it. That's all I got about their wedding. Beautiful. I'm happy for Amy and Johnny. I think they will go far. They seem like they really do like each other, and that's beautiful to see. We got to get one good couple out of like 20 on the show. Because, we only get a good couple every now and then. AD and Clay's wedding. So we see AD and Clay getting ready in the rooms, in their respective rooms. AD has her mom, her sisters, and her nieces, and a couple of friends there, I believe. And she is so excited. She is giggling. She's like, oh my God. She can't even talk. And oh my God, watching it was hard. Watching it was hard because I knew Clay was going to say no. I knew Clay was going to say no. Watching her was very difficult. Her mom gave her her grandmother's jade necklace, and AD is just over the moon. We pan over to Clay. Clay's dad comes in. Now, baby, was anyone underwhelmed with how the dad looks? That's the dad. This is the man that is this womanizer. I was underwhelmed, but I will say that suit, he was looking fly. He was looking very dapper, very fly in that suit. Okay, that's how I knew Clay was gonna say no. Okay, when your father pulls up in a nicer suit than you got on, that's how you know he about to say no. Why the father talking about I was a track star? That man was a runner and a track star because he done cheated on his mama and headed out. But he also is literally a runner and a track star. Why was he telling us about all of his accolades? I was like, sir, we are not here for you. His name Trevor? I was like, this ain't the Trevor show. This Clayton's wedding. This Clay's wedding. What is going on? So they're talking. During this conversation, I could tell, again, it was obvious he was not going to say yes for so many reasons. But during this particular conversation, I could really tell that he was not going to say yes. Neither one of them ever said anything nice about AD. None of them really ever said anything nice about marriage. None of them really said anything nice about really even the process and meeting that person. I just didn't see it. What, and the dad goes, your grandmother always told me, treat your wife and your kids well. Treating my kids well came naturally to me. And I was like, did it? If you brought your son on these infidelity trips, it clearly didn't come naturally to you. Y'all saw Clay's sister, by the way? I ain't gonna say nothing, but y'all saw her? Anywho, okay, let's go to the altar now. Clay was not impressed when AD walked out. Not impressed. Oh, by the way, the music this episode, y'all, who was on the music? After Chelsea and Jimmy? After Chelsea and Jimmy was not together? Who played that song? What was going on? Also, AD and Clay, who was on the music this episode? Somebody didn't like y'all. Somebody ain't like these people. But okay. Clay was not impressed when AD walked down the altar. It looked like he had to literally mentally remind himself, like, oh shit, tell her she looks beautiful. Tell her she looks beautiful. It sounded like it looked like he was repeating that over and over. Tell her she looks beautiful. Tell her she looks beautiful. He was not impressed. He was not impressed. All he could say was body, 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 body. Oh, you look good. That man couldn't even fake it. I don't know. I'll be honest. This was very hard to watch because I knew from day one he was not interested in her like that. He was not interested in the way she looks. I kept trying to tell y'all. I kept trying to tell y'all that man didn't want her. Anywho, they get to their vows. These two are so unserious. There is no romantic connection between the two of them. They're doing, oh my God, you look so good. Ew, you looking good, girl. Every minute. They can't even say their vows. Every time it would get to a serious situation, oh my God. Okay. I'm like, you two are so unserious. Y'all are so unserious. What is going on? There is no romantic connection between them. Look, I think it's fine to crack jokes. There's been people who have cracked jokes on the altar. I don't necessarily think it's great, but this is also a TV show, so fine. If you crack a joke here or something or there, cool. But the fact that these two could not even be serious for 5 minutes, They could every time they would look each other in the eye and it was starting to get serious, one of them would crack a joke. I don't know, but to me, that indicates that that romantic, intimate connection is not there. And it was never there. I think they have a surface level actual connection, a surface level actual connection, but they ain't got no real connection at all. And that was so obvious to me by the way they did those vows and how they could not stay serious for a second. It honestly became painful for me to watch. So AD goes first. She says yes. She gives this long speech about how Clay is such a strong man and he's what she needs and blah, blah, blah. Clay says no, as expected. He says no. He says he is not ready for marriage right now. He is not ready for this kind of commitment. It would be irresponsible for him to say yes in this moment. And you know what? Good, good, good. I'm glad he said no. Because had he said yes, AD would have been sitting there like Boo Boo the Fool, trying to please and impress this man every single day. And it would have been bad. That happens. AD storms off the stage. She's going to the back. Clay does a confessional where he talks about he couldn't say yes because he needed to work on emotional, what was it, empathy. He needs to work on emotional empathy. And also he puts a dig in there about AD's finances. And he's like, and I don't really know much about her financial situation either. And so I don't want to marry somebody where I'm not too sure what's going on with them financially. And this is the second time on this show that this man has tried to imply that this girl doesn't have a job, doesn't have money, and I don't like that. And again, that is another clear indicator to me that Clay never liked AD. Because at the end of the day, a man that really loves you is not about to not be with you because of your financial situation. Let me not say it like that. Because yes, there are obviously financial situations that are red flags. But AD seems to have a job. Okay, she works in nightlife and real estate, but she works. A man that loves you is not going to not be with you because you make less money than he does. And honestly, I'm not buying that Clay is making so much money as he claims to be. Y'all live in North Carolina. Cost of living in a lot of spots of North Carolina is very low. I have a lot of family there. I know the cost of living is low there in certain areas. It's not clear where they live. But for me, I'm just like, the fact that he continuously tries to embarrass her shows me he does not like this girl. Why did you even bring her to the altar? You could have been like Jimmy and had a conversation the day before and been like, I'm not going to say yes. Clay knew he was not going to say yes for a while. And I will say this, AD at some level needs to take some level of accountability because just a few episodes ago, he was literally talking about how he doesn't want the relationship to be defined by the wedding date. He doesn't want to have to be defined by being at the altar and saying yes by that date. And that was basically him straight up saying, hey, look, I don't want to get married at this time. I don't want to get married then. He was telling you that, sis. And you continue to go to the altar because for some reason you believe that you were going to change a man's mind. Girl, you're not changing a man. It's not that you're not good enough. It's that you're thinking that you can fix people. And she said that. In the beginning of this series, she said she's a fix-a-hoe. That's her words. You got to get out of your head that you could fix people, you could change men, because it's never going to happen. So Clay talks with his dad, and his dad's like, it's all right, baby. It's all right. It's all right. You did what you need to do. Why the dad was low-key happy he said no. Child. So Clay goes to find AD. He's like, are you okay? AD's like, no. He's like, starts going off. I couldn't say yes. I wanted to. I liked you, but I could not say yes. Okay, it would have been irresponsible for me to say yes. You don't want me to say yes. If you're not ready for a marriage, right? If I'm not ready for a marriage, right? You wouldn't want me to say yes. Clay, AD is like, there's no world in which I don't understand that. I get you. I hear you. I'm still hurt. Clay is trying to stay that they're still in a relationship. He's like, I'm still here though. We're still here though. It's still us though, right? He is really trying to say that they're still in a relationship. And AD is just kind of falling into it. Like you could see that she's melting. Now, she does say in a confessional after he leaves that she is not going to be with him, that she's not planning to be in a relationship and continue to date him. She cannot see herself continuing to date him. So I hope she stays strong. I'll be very upset if we get to the reunion and she says that they're dating or they tried to date even. I'm going to be very upset. We also see a conversation with Clay's parents, and I thought that was great. You know, Clay's mom was like, look, there's a lot of things, some of which I just found out during this process that you did that affected Clay's ability to say yes at the altar. You know, you need to recognize those things. You need to sit down with him and you need to apologize because he's afraid of commitment and marriage because of things you did. You know, the dad's like starts being like, I didn't have any good role models. I didn't have anybody. The mom's like, I know. Then he goes, you know, he just needs to find someone like his mama. Mama mic drops the mic. Mama's like, look, you had me and you still treated me poorly. Okay. That's right, mama. I like Clay's mom. Okay. I did like her. Okay, mama. Mic drop. Period. Because I'm going to need the ladies to start realizing, look, it does not matter. This idea that if you're a good enough woman, a man's going to settle down and change for you needs to get out. So many men have great women who do all the cooking, the cleaning, whatever it is that y'all claim that women need to do in order for men to like you. You know, you're skinny, you're fit, you're in shape, all of these different things. You can have all the factors. And if they don't want to treat you right, they're not going to treat you right. And it has nothing to do with the way you look or the things you do for him. If a man doesn't want to treat you right, he's not going to treat you right. AD, if you happen to come across this video, girl, you need to start looking in the right places. One of the biggest problems I think of AD is that she continues to be with the same person over and over. Even in the beginning of the process, she said she was comfortable with Clay because Clay was familiar. Clay was what she was used to. AD is a beautiful woman, and there are definitely men that would be interested in AD. 150%. But I'm going to need AD to be open to other men. Look, I know as Black women, sometimes we be feeling like we need to date certain people, or we are like, I'm only attracted to this, I'm only attracted to that. But once you open up your heart, your mind, and allow yourself, you may find who you're looking for. Stop trying to date the same man over and over because he's familiar. Because clearly that man don't want you. You know, my final thoughts on AD and Clay is that I do empathize with AD, but at the same time, this man was showing red flags from day one. From the minute that the reveal happened, and that man was like, oh, you're dark skinned, I already knew it was a rat. Why you mention that? Why you mention that? Every day, this man showed her he did not want to be with you. A man that really likes you is not going to present himself as a scumbag, a cheater, you know, unfaithful. You know, he's not going to present himself with all of these negative traits on the outset. A man that really loves and desires and wants a woman is going to be gassing himself up. We've all seen it. When a man wants somebody and he gas himself up and he makes himself sound 200 times better than he actually is. But that's what they gonna do. They're going to highlight the good traits and blow them up. From the beginning, when Clay was out here telling AD all of these different things, that he's not faithful, that he doesn't know if he can be faithful, that his father cheated. He was positioning himself to look like a scumbag. And the reality is he was probably hoping AD would leave him. And she never did. She never did. This man told her every single day who he was and what he was about to do. That's why the no was not shocking, because he flat out told you he cannot get married right now. I really want AD to love herself. I really want AD to figure out who she is, to do some soul searching, because you are a beautiful woman. You are a beautiful woman. But the problem is you are sitting here sobbing over men who are emotionally unavailable, dusty, and then wondering what's wrong with you. Now, we didn't get the couple scene, that little scene they do at the end where all the couples meet up and they say whether they got married or not. We didn't get that. So, I mean, there was only 2 couples. So we didn't get to see everybody else again. We didn't get to see the other couples. So I guess the next time we're going to see everyone is the reunion. But that's all I got. That's all I got for this season. We ended up with one couple, one couple, one married couple. So that's good. Anyway, if you made it to this point, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit the like and subscribe. Okay. If you are here, you like the video. So please hit that like and hit that subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe. If you're not liked, like it. Okay. Everything helps my channel. And as I said, I will come to you guys later with the dates for the live. I'll post on the community tab as well as the poll on what shows we will be reviewing next. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.